Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Natalie. This is my sister Lana, and this
Hello.
is Scientology Life After a Cult, where I share my story of growing up in Scientology after 35 years, leaving with 3 generations of my family, including actually my sister left before us because she was the smart one. And my family will join us too on occasion to share their stories. And I'll be sharing the stories as well of other people who have left Scientology and what their experience was like. So, welcome. If you are new, please do subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, please like it. Everybody who's returning, welcome. Love seeing you in the chat. If you are catching this on the replay, by all means, join the conversation. Make sure you go ahead and comment where you're from. I'd love to know what you think, especially about today, because today is mortifyingly embarrassing. Although you don't seem to be as embarrassed as I am.
No, I think it's good and funny and yeah, just fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it's good. It's good fun. And hello everyone. Hey sassy sister. Hey Kelly. Ooh, the inappropriate heifer, one of my favorite names, is here. Hello from Indiana, Laker Dog. Hey, pause for Andrea. Hey, Punch Buggy, South Dakota. That's right. We are practically neighbors. And Marley's mom's here from Boise, Idaho. Though you did live in St. Cloud for a few years. Cool. Very cool. We know Kelly's coming from Cuba. Tuffy says, been waiting on this for a while. I bet it goes viral. God, I hope not. I'm telling you. So we're going to give you the backstory on how this all came to be. Hey, Mario. Hello, Heather. Good morning, Robin. Love seeing all of you in the chat. Okay, so here's the deal. When I was in Scientology, it was actually towards the end. Lana and I were trying to remember what year this was, and we couldn't exactly nail it down. But with a little bit of, I think, just time and help, we could probably figure out when it was.
Probably figure it out.
Now, Lana left Scientology when you were what, 20, 21?
22.
22.
Mm-hmm.
So she left the Sea organization and left Scientology at the same time. But she did it quietly. She wasn't vocal about it. She didn't say anything about Scientology to the rest of the family who was still very much involved in Scientology. So we still had our family intact there. But Lana was constantly being threatened with being declared a suppressive person and losing contact with her family if she did say anything about it. So that was always kind of like top of mind, and why for all the years that we remained in Scientology, the rest of the family, that we didn't really talk about things. So one day I'm at the Twin Cities organization here in Minnesota. And at the time, and this is still going on, parishioners in Scientology are being hit up really hard for money to buy buildings all over the country. This was to raise money for the Twin Cities Church of Scientology for their new building that's located in St. Paul, and to raise money for the renovations of it. So the public would donate, give their college funds, max out their credit cards, all the usual things to raise money for these buildings. And in Scientology, they're called ideal organizations, because L. Ron Hubbard talked about what an ideal Scientology organization would be. And he went ahead and laid that out. So these organizations were supposed to be that, starting with these big, beautiful buildings, because David Miscavige took a page from Field of Dreams, the movie, and was like, hey, if we build it, they will come. Well, guess what? He built it multiple times. Nobody came. But in the process of raising money, again, this is before I left Scientology. I was still very much a Scientologist. They were doing a lot of fundraising, which was my least favorite thing in the world. And because I was a second generation Scientologist, someone who had gone fairly far up their bridge to total freedom, there was an expectation that I would be very involved in the fundraising. And I hate fundraising in large part because of Scientology and the amount of demands that get put on people to donate. Really did not like that. So Lana and I put our heads together and thought, how fun would it be to write a little song about these ideal organizations and just kind of have fun with it? And it was really it was more of a joke, but it took off with the Scientology community. And this is a great example of how I think throughout our lives, we just found ways to try to have fun with something in Scientology, usually would result in us getting in trouble for it.
Right. Which it kind of did.
Yeah.
It
And
kinda
also, I feel the need to say, we didn't plan this.
did.
We just showed up. She showed up at my office wearing the same color. But I think it works. So we decided we'll go ahead and we'll write this song. It'll be fun to do. It's always fun to just do something creative. And it's called I Am the Calvary, because at that time, the talk in Scientology was that at our local organization was that no one's coming to help us raise all this money, the millions of dollars that was needed. So it's up to us. We are the Calvary. No one's coming. It's us. So that was kind of the theme at the time. So Lana and I took that theme, and my talented sister over here turned the whole thing to music, wrote it, produced it, everything. And we shared it with in Scientology, there's it's when you're not a staff member, but you're volunteering with Scientology, it's under what's called the Operating Thetan Committee, or OT committee. So that's who we shared it with. And they ended up selling copies to raise money for the building. Of course, just to Scientologists, because who the hell would want this? Nobody wants this. And after I left and was declared a suppressive person, which, as I like to point out, I left. I broke up with you, Scientology, but they had to go ahead and excommunicate me after I left and declared me what's called a suppressive person in Scientology. I'm sure they burnt every copy. Now, there's a little plot twist to this, because in Scientology, the heads of all of these operating Thetan committees at every Scientology organization, which is a volunteer group like PTA, but for Thetans, I guess, they would go to the Free Winds, which is the ship run by Scientology, where different Scientology services are delivered, and mainly the highest levels of Scientology.
Mm-hmm.
So they would go to these annual conventions, and they were called the maiden voyage events, because it was always around the time of celebrating the maiden voyage of the Free Winds, which I think was June. Does that sound right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was around in June. So, and Kelly asked, did they sell it worldwide? God, I hope not. I honestly don't know, but I know they took copies, because this must have been early 2000s, because it was before I totally left in 2010. So it had to be the early 2000s. So it wasn't, I don't even know if iPods existed then.
I don't think so.
So this was on CD. So our single was on CD. And these senior Scientologists in the Twin Cities went to this operating Thetan convention on the Free Wind ship, where David Miscavige hosts for several days. And they talk about their plans in the coming year, how they're going to milk other Scientologists for everything that they have, how they're going to do all these things and save the planet. And while there, David Miscavige, the leader of Scientology, air dictator himself, bought our single.
Mm-hmm.
And the hilarious thing about that is, when you leave the Sea Organization, which Lana and I were both in, and we both left. When you leave the Sea Organization, you are considered, L. Ron Hubbard says this. L. Ron Hubbard says that if you were a Sea Organization member and you left, you are what's called a degraded being. So, or DB for short, degraded being, DB. So Lana and I were considered degraded beings as far as the Sea Org went. In fact, if you're an ex-Sea Org member, you're not even allowed to be in any type of Scientology propaganda videos or magazines. So if you're involved in something and they need a shot for the Scientology magazine, they take the ex-Sea Org members out of it, out of the photo. It's like, get out of the shot, you degraded beings. So the fact that David Miscavige bought this single makes it even more hilarious because even though I was still in Scientology at the time, I was a degraded being in his eyes and that of the Sea Org. I'm just making the assumption that he did not know this when he bought it. I don't know what he did with his copy. So the two people from Twin Cities who went on this cruise on the free winds and were selling this single to raise money for the new building in the Twin Cities came back and shared this story. And it was just kind of weird. Like, I mean, what did you think when you found out that David Miscavige actually bought a copy?
I thought, oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to think. But I thought it was still hilarious seeing that I was out already. And, he didn't know that.
Yeah, he didn't know that. And also you had a different name. No, did you have the same name?
No, I think it was
I mean, when you were at
name.
when you were at the international base, it was your maiden name.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have necessarily recognized her name.
True.
And it's a small community, so enough people, well, may or may not, I'm guessing they did not know, or nobody. If they knew that Lana and I were ex-Sea Org members and that Lana had actually left Scientology, this CD wouldn't be in anybody's hands on the free wind, and definitely never presented to David Miscavige. And the Scientologists who took it to the ship, they weren't Sea Org members. I'm not even sure how much they knew about these rules. Punch Buggy is saying, okay, that's funny. Now I want to know how many copies it sold. Hopefully 5. Because if there are copies of this floating around, now no Scientologist is going to play it because I am declared a suppressive person. We don't think Lana officially got declared, but she is suppressive.
I am. Yeah. Through and through.
This girl's a total SP. Through and through. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play a little bit of the song. And because I'm so amazing with technology, I'm going to play it from my phone. There probably is a way to do it on the computer, but I haven't figured it out yet to connect it. So I'm just going to hold my phone up. We're going to play a little bit of it for you. Heather, don't fall off your treadmill. I know you're running. Be careful. And after a certain point, we're going to stop it and then discuss how mortifying this is. So tell me in the chat too. Let me know if you can. That's right, sassy sister. SP powers activate. Let me know definitely if you can hear this okay. So this is the world premiere of our single, I Am the Calvary. Can you guys hear? The cavalry now, that's the reality. Looking in the mirror, it's me, always fatalities. Time to make it happen right now, for real. Ain't got time to play, now the time to go out, I am the cavalry now, that's the reality. Looking in the mirror, you see, it's the okay, hold on. I'm going to figure this out. I wonder why you can't hear it as much because it's right on the mic there. So give me a minute. Is there a way to share? I wonder. Talk amongst yourself. It's choppy. I know because it's coming from my phone. Closer to the mic. Okay, we're going to try that. I'm going to turn the mic up too. And let's see, speakers are right there. See, we can hear it. I can hear it really well in the headphones. You will have to sing it for us. Yeah, Kelly. All right, because I can play it on the computer, but I think I need to be able to do like a screen share or something to bring it up. But didn't I have it on my computer?
There it is.
Yeah. But I don't think they can hear it.
Let's see.
Can you guys hear it right now? It is like a rap. Sue, Kenya, Mary Sue, let me know if you guys can hear this at all. It's playing in the background on the computer, but I'm not sure if you can hear it. No, okay. All right. Now I can't make it stop. Where Where's it playing?
Worst show ever.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. The microphone has background noise cancellation, so it needs to be close to the mic. Okay, got it. Got it. Where is it playing? Oh, wait. I need to stop it. Hold on. Oh, I see. It's under music. We are going to get this figured out. You see how it's not showing up?
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, give me a minute. I'm going to mess with this. See, so
we're sweating now. We're sweating now.
We're sweating. Okay, so go to music. Oh, here it is.
Yay, we got it off.
Okay, so we got it to shut off. So if I can let's see if I can screen share that. All right, guys. Together we can. Together we can. Punch Buggy says Osa is blocking in real time. Okay, so now we are going to go to present. Let's see if we can do it as a screen share, which it says is easier. Okay, window right here. And it says to share audio, share a tab instead. Okay. Oh, it has to be online. Okay. All right. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and do it again. I'm going to turn the mic up all the way. And we are going to try it again from here. Oh, what if I did it on the speaker and held the bigger speaker up?
I think you just put it on there.
On where? Just on here?
Yeah. And put it super close.
Okay.
Like they said.
Because this is where the sound's coming out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I had it super close.
Put it right on.
All right. So we are going to do this and try this. And I will also find a way to get it up online on YouTube. So it'll be easier to hear the whole thing. But I think you'll get the gist of it for now. So let's try this again and tell me in the comments if you can hear this okay or not. And the best you can hear it might be the best we can do at this moment. But you'll get a taste.
Damn, it's cavalry now. That's the reality. Looking in the mirror, it's me. Always fatalities. Time to make it happen right now. For real. Ain't got time to waste. Now the time to go. I do. Damn, it's cavalry now. That's the reality. Looking in the mirror, you see, it's the finality. One by one, and hour by hour. We work as a team, creating the power. I am falling apart. The cavalry now, that's a reality. It's not just files or walls, it's immortality. Join me now to have peace on earth.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to figure out the technology part of it, and we're going to do this. We're going to do this again. So what I'll do is I'll find out how to get it up online, and then I'll go live again specifically to talk about this. So we'll just kind of finish telling you the story about it. Oh my God, I'm sweating like a whore in church. Oh, it's because this is so mortifying.
Pressure.
Yeah, this is so mortifying. Seems like some people could hear it a little bit and some could not hear it as much. But I promise you, I will figure this out and get it to where I can share it with you. And again, so this is a single that Lana and I did when I was in Scientology. She had left, and David Miscavige, El Dictator, went ahead and bought a copy because the money was going to raise money for the Ideal Org in the Twin Cities. Heather, yes, Aaron can tell you how to turn audio on. It's not just screen share. Ah, okay. I did see a thing that said to turn on the audio, but we are going to figure that out. Now, why this is so bizarre, like I was saying, is because anytime you leave Scientology, anything that you were connected to, so if you were in like a video, or maybe you were an actor, like the person who was in the orientation video, when Larry Anderson, that's who did it, left Scientology, they had to pull that and they couldn't share it anymore. So I wondered like how much of this was, if it actually got out, right? If it actually went to people, and how far it went, we don't know, because we were just not told.
No.
Now, oh, look, Linda says, hey, Lana, my connected deadhead sister.
Ah, yes.
That's right. Lana loves her. What are they called? Deadheads? It's still Deadheads?
They're still Deadheads. Yeah.
But it's Dead and Company.
Dead and Company is the current band.
Okay. So fun. Anybody else a deadhead in the chat? Or if you're catching this on the replay, let me know in the comments. Because then you were like Lana's people. That's so funny. All right. So what I wanted to talk to you about this, though, too, while Lana's here, it's like, for you, Lana, you had left Scientology. You were already out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, hey, let's do this song together for Scientology. How, like, you were cool with it? Were you just in on the creative process, or what were your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I love music and I love creating music. And that was just a fun opportunity to use GarageBand and, fun thing that we could do together. It was super fun.
Yeah. And it is something, Heather's asking a question. Were you told to do the recording, or was it your own initiative?
I think it was your idea.
Yeah, no, we did this to ourselves. This was our own initiative, because I was not down with raising money and taking donations for things for this building. Even on my best day in Scientology, I was always very uncomfortable with the idea of parishioners paying for these buildings and real estate. And they wouldn't even be owned by the local organizations themselves. They were owned by international management. And Sue says you should make a new one about being out now. Yes, we've actually talked about that.
Yeah.
And Lana is much more talented, and Lana can actually sing. I cannot, but I don't let that stop me.
You can rap, though.
I can rap. Yeah, kind of, sort of. I do like a halfway rap. And yeah, Kelly, it was all us. It was we did this to ourselves, which is what I think makes it more funny. But I also didn't think that it would be taken that seriously, because it was kind of something we were just having fun with, and thought, well, it would be something then that I'm contributing without, having to actually raise money, was kind of my thought process. Is to go ahead and make this song and do that. Jamie says, Cardi B, who? Yeah, I'm sure she's real worried. She's real worried. Real worried. You would buy that? Mrs. Valentine says, I would buy that. You have very interesting taste. But maybe our new one. Maybe we'll do a new single.
We'll do a new one.
Maybe we'll do a new single that we could do about leaving Scientology, make it really fun. And then maybe use that to raise money for one of the foundations to help people.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Land after they get out of the Sea organization. I think that would be a lot of fun. And we should do that. Tell me what you think in the comments. Should we do one and then do it as a, where people can get it to donate money to the Aftermath Foundation, or the foundation that Aaron's starting to help people who left the Sea organization? I think that would be fun.
That's great. Yeah.
That would be fun. And seems like you agree. A new one for the Aaron Foundation. Yes. I keep telling Lana too, she needs to make me I need a theme song. And there should be no copyright strike, because that's original material there, right?
That's right.
You wrote the music.
Original.
Original. So we'll do that. We'll come up with a new one. I think that would be a lot of fun. And you're totally in, Lana?
Yep.
Good. And then I'll call Aaron to see if he's got a way of getting this shared. And then maybe I'll see what's on his dance card. Maybe I can talk about it with him as well. Jamie says William can play it outside the Hollywood Center. So William has a channel called Scientology Audit Streets LA, where he and other people are outside the test center on Hollywood Boulevard filming what's going on. And when they try to body route people into the testing center, they yell, "It's a cult, it's a cult." Or if they're Spanish speaking, they yell, what is it? "Es una secta." We all learned how to say it's a cult in Spanish too, thanks to William. I want that on a shirt. That actually is a really fun idea. I don't know that they would notice it, but if they would recognize the song, right? But it would still,
Right.
I'm all for it. And it's our song. We own it.
Yeah.
It's not like they own it. This is a Lana original by the Webster sisters.
Yeah, there you go. Let's call us that instead of degraded beings.
Yeah, exactly. Two degraded beings. That's what they would call us because we're no longer in the Sea Org. Sassy Sister says, new music by the DB sisters. Can't wait. Though I've always thought, and people agree too, that Xenu and the Body Thetans is a great band name.
Yeah, I can see that.
So maybe it should be something like that, right? Maybe we could just be Xenu and the Body Thetans.
Yeah.
Yeah, degraded Webster is dying right now, Punch Buggy says. Jan, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, copyright that song now, don't wait. That is a great idea.
Yeah.
Rob says, time to start a counter movement recovery cult, organize events, have exciting speakers, and make a movie. Gosh, that would be something that'd be fun. James, how do I hear your song? What is the name of it? It is called I Am the Calvary, and I couldn't get the technology to work. So I'm going to get that figured out and do a new live and share it. Yes, but if you're just joining in, you can jump back to the beginning on the replay, and we really share the story behind this, which is almost as funny as the song itself. Mario says Xenu forgot how to play Smoke on the Water. Bo Beat says, you trying to steal my band name, ladies? Yes, we are. We are. But maybe that's the whole thing. Xenu and the Body Thetans could be like, right, everybody's band.
Right.
We could even do things for children. What if we did that, right?
What do you mean for children?
Like the Wiggles, like Barney.
Oh, children's songs.
Children's songs about avoiding a cult. How to know if your parents are in a cult. Your parents might be in a cult if.
Yep.
We could create a whole character.
Oh my gosh, it'd be Xenu.
Oh, yes,
Right.
it'd be Xenu. But maybe we make Xenu not a scary person.
Yeah.
Xenu could be, maybe the narrative is Xenu came to his senses, though per the story, I don't know if you guys know this, but so the whole Xenu story, which is you find out about it in Scientology on Operating Thetan Level 3, and you find out about Xenu and Body Thetans. Here's the thing. What a lot of people don't talk about, and I don't know if you know this, Lana, but the story goes that Xenu, after a 6-year battle, the loyal officers, who were people who were loyal to the people, not Xenu, after a 6-year battle with him, they captured him, and he's being held in an electronic cage to this day.
To this day, huh?
Yeah.
Well, they didn't like what he did, so it kind of is prophetic, with Scientology. It took more than 6 years, but they're going down.
Yeah.
David Miscavige is going down.
He's going down. He's going down. Oh, yeah. Mrs. Valentine says ukulele. We could work in some ukulele, huh?
Yeah,
Lana knows how to play.
Yep.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah,
Just don't
that's a
use a
great
ukulele. Bull Beat said, oh, we're stealing that. Actually, it'd probably be easier. It'd probably be easier to, do it in GarageBand like that. And James is saying, I love your art sale story for candy money. Yes. That was, I told them all about, you might have seen that one, Lana,
Yeah, I
about
did.
when we met. We didn't know was Mark David Chapman.
Yeah.
And sold him drawings to make money for candy.
Yeah.
After being kicked out of the actual organization as children for trying to make a buck and sell our drawings that we made just for candy.
Evil people like to buy our stuff.
There's a theme.
Dark side.
Ooh. That's true, because Mark David Chapman was our only customer when we were kids for selling these pictures. Nobody else was going to buy them, and we weren't allowed to sell them to Scientologists because they considered that we were starting an unauthorized business within the church itself, which is so ridiculous.
Totally.
H3 Lore says maybe Zunu can be your misunderstood protagonist, and the song is from his perspective. Stay with me, people.
Interesting.
But I'm thinking maybe it's a musical.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe it's Xenu the musical, leaving Scientology the musical, right? Could this be the start of the next Hamilton?
Well, we'll have to pay attention to that perspective. Like after 12 songs, then we'll do the musical.
Yeah, that's right. We'd have to write quite a few. Kelly saying scary that he did not want to join. Mark David Chapman, yes, he actually did go into the Church of Scientology in Hawaii. And if you're not familiar with this story, Lana and I, when we were kids, we were like 7 and 9, 8 and 10. We're hanging out in downtown Waikiki with no supervision because our mom was working for Scientology. So we would draw these pictures to sell it, to make money, to buy candy, which was our whole motivation. So we made these pictures. We went outside. We met a security guard across the street who was outside all the time, just pacing and hanging out. And our mother worked as what's called a body rotter in Scientology, which means she would bring people from the outside into Scientology to do personality tests, just like they do at the Hollywood Testing Center, where William and other people are outside videoing and whatnot. That's what our mom did. So we heard her spiel all the time. So I said to Mark a few times, hey, you should come do a personality test. And apparently he did go into the organization and all of this, but he called them a cult. He went in and kind of went off on them. And I think they were like kicking him out. And it was just several weeks or weeks after that he flew to New York and he shot and killed John Lennon, which then when that was being investigated, they showed up at the Church of Scientology in Hawaii with questions. And somehow we came up. We still don't know how they found out. Like, did they see security footage? Did someone in the church say something? We don't know. We don't know. But did I inadvertently potentially body route Mark David Chapman into Scientology? That is very possible that accidentally happened. Another thing, while we have you here, you guys tell me what you think about this idea. And Lana, you tell me too. I had an idea. I was thinking, you know how we know about, right, the Xenu story and how in Scientology that the bridge to total freedom goes up to operating Thetan level 8, but operating Thetan levels 9 and 10 were never released because they were never created. Yet they're promised to Scientologists. They think that it's actually going to be released when all of the organizations are ideal organization size, when all of the organizations have adequate staff and all that. In other words, it's never going to happen. Right. It's this carrot that is never going to happen. I think it would be really fun, because what I like seeing in the comments is oh my God, Kobe says, oh my God, your album can be named OT 9 and 10.
That's great.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
But what about doing, in the comments often I'll read what somebody thinks might happen. Like there's questions that are unanswered in Scientology. Like what happens to these body thetans after they are freed, right? Through Scientology auditing. I think that you guys should come up with a story, kind of like a cult fiction, if you will. You know how there's fan cult fiction is what I'm thinking. How people wrote fan fiction for like Twilight and stuff like that. What if people wrote their ideas of what happened with the rest of the story for like Xenu and body thetans, and then I would go ahead and read them, share these stories with you, and we can all kind of enjoy it and laugh about it.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Autumn the Cat says OT 8, so that's operating Thetan level 8, was changed because the story was too out there. Xenu battles aliens and Jesus comes back but is gay. I know only a bit. I did not hear that part of the story, but there was something in there. You're right about on the level, and why it was changed had something to do with because Scientologists were being told by L. Ron Hubbard at this level that Jesus didn't exist, which even though some of them were all hardcore Scientologists, but even for them, that was kind of taking it too far. I think especially for Scientologists who weren't born into Scientology and raised that way. So, but I think the fan cult fiction could be a really fun idea. So my email is natalie@tonkatalk.com. I would love to read your stories, even if it's really short, of what you think happened afterwards with Xenu or body thetans or any of the things in Scientology. I think it'd be really fun to come up with some fan cult fiction around this.
Yeah, that'd be so funny to read.
I think it would be. I think it absolutely would be. So let's do it. Let's do that. You got my email. Go ahead and email them. We'll read them. The other thing I wanted to share that I'm going to talk about more in my videos is if you are an ex-Scientologist or under the radar and you would like to share your Scientology story, but still remain anonymous, you can email it to me and I will share your story and we can change details to make sure that it's not traceable back to you. There is so much value in these stories to help people understand the Scientology mindset. And that is a way of being able to share your story without, if you still want to maintain your privacy or you still have family or people you don't want to lose contact with in Scientology, just email it to me at natalie@tonkatalk.com. And if you don't know, Tonka Talk is another podcast and YouTube channel I have where I share the ways people create community and connection. It's a lot about like my after story after Scientology and how I celebrate life after a cult. I'm obsessed with the ways people come together and find community in different areas and create connection. So I share a lot of those stories on that channel, which you are more than welcome to follow on YouTube and subscribe to the podcast. It's called Tonka Talk Community and Connection. Sometimes Lana pops in on there too. My Scientology story plays into that. So I talk about it there sometimes as well, because it has everything to do with why I am so fascinated with the topic of community and connection, because both of us grew up in a cult where you were so limited in who you could really connect with. You had to keep these blinders on. And so there wasn't a lot of opportunity to really create community outside of that, let alone within it. Because within the Scientology community, there was so much paranoia about people ratting you out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Writing you up to the Scientology higher ups, that it made it really hard to create true connections and relationships with people. And that was always the plan in Scientology, to tear that apart, because at the end of the day, we're all stronger together.
Mm-hmm.
Having so many people never in Scientology support my channel, support other SPTV creator channels, is so much of why Scientology has their hands full. They can't come at all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't count on the fact that there would be so many of you saying, hey, we support you. We're here. We're not standing for it either. We're going to share these stories. We're going to raise more awareness about the whole situation. So I don't think they counted on any of this.
Mm-mm.
I mean, when you left, nobody out in the public was really talking about Scientology and abuses.
Not really.
I mean,
Not
in the
really.
mainstream public, there were whistleblowers there. There always have been.
Mm-hmm.
But their voices became so amplified, like through social media today. You can reach so many more people.
Yeah, for sure. You can get the word out faster and better.
Yeah. But there are so many people who just have, even from back in the day, their stories of breaking free. Anyways, but you get the point. It's my other channel is really inspired by a lifetime of being in Scientology, but now being out. How do people create community and connection? So I share a lot about the area in which I live and we want to expand that, because it's so, I think, important for people to know that, you're not alone in so many things, right? There are groups and things for so many different people. If you have an interest in music or books, just so many different ways for people to connect with each other. Tracy says, "Oh my God, write a song that the protesters can play on the streets of LA." I wonder if they could play "We Are the Cavalry," because if you look at it from the viewpoint of not being a Scientologist, if you're the cavalry there to shut down Scientology,
Right.
It could still work. We have to revisit that. But like I said, I'm going to get the technology sorted out. and get it so that I might have to it's an MP3 file. If anybody has tips on this, email me at natalie@tonkatalk.com. Otherwise, I will be turning to the Google. I think I can put it up on YouTube as an MP4 file. So I need to attach it to something so it's not just audio. And then I can go ahead and share it on another video as well. Yes, Robin, a marching band. That is what we need. That is what we need. And we're going to work on this other song too, as well.
Yeah.
So
We'll come out with it
Yeah.
soon.
yeah, and if you guys have ideas too on lyrics and all that, send them over to us. Maybe we can come up with a whole
group songwriting.
yeah. It's kind of like the We Are the World, except it'd be We Are the Ex-Scientologists.
Right. Yeah.
We are the don't think too much. Oh yes. If you sing too much of it, I get a copyright strike.
Oh.
Yeah, but we are the degraded beings. That would work too. On YouTube, there's a video of international management people singing, I think We Stand Tall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't sing it, but it's so funny. We could do our own version of that.
We could.
I think that
We
would
could
be
put
funny.
on pastel sweaters and
Yeah, because that's what they were wearing.
Yeah. Get really into it.
How long did it take you girls to write it and get to a CD? Did you do it all on your own? Yes, we did do it all on our own. Lana's talented that way with music. Do you remember?
It didn't take us long because Natalie's usual style is, oh, I got this great idea. Let's do it now.
Let's do it now. And let's finish it
And,
now.
Yeah. So it only took us like maybe a week total, because you had to go to the org to get the crowd to record, part of it.
Oh, that's right. We used the recording of the actual cheering of people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you just found the track that
The
existed.
cheering people was the track, but I am the cavalry. That's
Oh, you're
parts.
right. Yeah. So Heather says Veep is used to convert MP3 to YouTube usable file. Thank you, Heather. Rob says, if all your subscribers became monthly members of Recovery Cult, it would grow and grow. Sign up more members at each exciting event. Maybe we shall see. We shall see. I am, my big motivation right now is to get to 10,000 subscribers because Tony promised he'd come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So my partner, Tony, who I've been with for 10 years, and he has never been in Scientology, said he would join for a live, but that he's not showing up for less than 10,000 subscribers. That's such a Tony move.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kelly says, don't hate me, but We Stand Tall is one catchy little tune. It is. It's one of those earworm songs.
Mhm.
So we're not going to sing it because we don't want a copyright strike. But yeah, it is. You could probably find it on YouTube. It is. It's like, well, I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going to sing it. It's just all stuck in my head. So Jessica says, selling drawings, recording songs. You two sound like fun friends. Any other antics? Girl, we got plenty of antics. I'm amazed. Sometimes, are you ever amazed that, you left when you were 22, that I didn't get kicked out?
No.
Sometimes I'm like, some of the stuff we pulled, like.
Yeah, but, you can get people to agree with you and make it fun and exciting. Whereas some people can't.
Yeah.
So
That's true. A lot of the things were were fun, but you would get in trouble in Scientology for what they called joking and degrading. So making fun of Scientology or L. Ron Hubbard. Linda says, don't have the word Calvary in the song. It sounds too Jehovah's Witness.
Good input.
Yeah. When, and we wouldn't even have known that back then, because again, in Scientology, it was this whole idea that the volunteer committee and the operating Thetan committee, the people doing the fundraising, were the Calvary, that no one else was going to show up. Punch Buggy says, you did get away with a lot. Could attribute to your sparkling personalities. I got away with so much stuff. I somehow manage, and I say this all the time, but it's so true. I managed to Forrest Gump my way through the Sea Organization and Scientology, there's plenty of things, negative things and horrific things that happen. Don't get me wrong, but there could have been so much more.
Mm-hmm.
I just somehow managed to dodge some bullets and also not lose my good standing within the church, which had I lost that, then I wouldn't have been able to maintain ties with my family. Mary Sue Hubbard, Rinder does not like it when people mention how incredibly handsome he looks in the We Stand Tall video. I wonder why. Kobe says there's also a Calvary church. Yep, that's true.
Yep, good points.
Chippendale says don't confuse cavalry with Calvary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. Cavalry or Calvary.
Yeah, I remember when we were doing the song, we had to write it down. Cavalry or Calvary?
So it's
Cavalry.
Calvary. So Calvary is like rounding up the peoples, right?
Yeah.
So then what's cavalry? Is that the Jehovah's Witness thing? I have a misunderstood word.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Jesus.
Oh,
Jesus was killed on
Calvary was the hill Jesus was crucified on. Cavalry is the horse brigade. Did we get it backwards? Cavalry. No, we say cavalry.
We said cavalry, which
cavalry is
would
horse
be
troops.
Yeah, we need to change that for sure. If it's the
if we mixed them up.
The Jesus was crucified on Calvary.
Calvary is Canada.
I don't know where I'm going with that. Never mind. I had thoughts, but they went away.
Poof. Jilly says flunk.
Totally.
Yeah, horse troops make sense. You are correct.
Yeah.
That's what we think too. But we're going to work on this. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to figure out the audio on this. And tonight, I need to check in and find out. Aaron and I are on Growing Up in Scientology. We're going to do another live. I just don't know if we're doing it today or tomorrow. But either way, I'm going to get this worked into it and get it shared to my community page on YouTube so you can listen to it to your heart's content. And there shouldn't be any copyright strike because it is original music and lyrics by the Lana.
That's right.
Yeah.
We should copyright it though, in case somebody decides to take the dun 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 dun.
We are the Calvary.
Just sing it ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Worst case, yes, marching band, totally. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you're catching it on the replay, I want to hear your thoughts. I love going in. In fact, when I wake up in the morning, it's usually what I do is I like to wake up early, but I don't like to get out of bed. So I lay in bed, have some coffee, and respond to comments and talk to all of you. So by all means, go ahead and jump in. Kelly says, would not want OSA to get their hands on it. Yeah, we'll copyright it right after we get off here. That's hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. I think this is going to be a ton of fun. Thank you, 421BB, for subbing. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so funny. It's going to be fun. So I'm going to work on this homework and work on these things. You guys are fabulous. Lana's going to come back. We got a few more things that we want to go over and talk about. Also, if you have any questions, if you watch Lana's videos on the channel and you have questions, put them in the comments. I'm making a list and we're going to have a Q&A with Lana where she can just answer those questions. I think maybe next time we're going to do that. If you haven't had a chance to watch Lana's 2 videos that are on my channel, please do. Some of it's trigger warning. Some of it is difficult to hear, but it's her story. And Lana has not shared or talked about these things for 35 years. So go ahead and put any questions you might have for her in the comments, because like I said, when we go and do this again, I think that's what we're going to do is we're going to do a Q&A and go through those questions and then take some live questions as well. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you all have an amazing cult-free day.
Yes.